The afternoon is here, y'all. Crack open that Raz Energy drink. REEPSportsEnergy.com. Check him out. Code word BUCK, get 15% off. Another NFL player gets arrested. Touching those little boys. COVID-19 is still a thing. Aaron Rodgers going to get traded? What? But first, we got to ask y'all.
Are you ready for it? Are you ready for it?
And welcome to Just for Clicks, guys. This is Michael Buckasha, live, raw, and uncut sports talk. Got my co-host with me tonight, Mike. First things first, Mike, welcome here to the Just for Clicks community, to the family. Tell people a little about yourself. Where you from? Where you live? Who's your favorite NFL team?
All right, man. Thanks for having me. I am really happy to be on the team and get back to doing podcasts. I've done NFL podcasts in previously. I'm from Austin, Texas. It's where I live. It's liberal as hell, but it is what it is. My favorite my favorite NFL team is the team that everybody loves to hate, the Dallas
Cowboys. So you are a Dallas Cowboys fan, like obviously.
Yes,
do you have a number two team? I mean, like, I'm a Kansas City Chiefs fan. I bleed red. I bleed the red and gold every day. Any Kansas City sport, they're my favorite. But my passive team is the Cowboys team.
Man, you're gonna put me on blast like that. All right. So I am a in the closet Green Bay Packers fan.
Okay, I can dig that. I can dig that.
I was a big fan of Brett Favre growing up, so I've always just naturally liked the Packers, except for when they beat the Cowboys a few years ago. Des Steele caught it, by the way.
Des caught it. I was getting ready to ask you that. Des catch it.
Yeah, Des caught that ball. But man.
Yeah, so guys, we do have a guest with us tonight, Jameson. Jameson is from Omaha, Nebraska, or I should say
Lincoln.
Omaha, or Lincoln, Nebraska. I apologize. Either way, he's a Huskers fan, or a Huskers in general. I'm from Kansas State. I played football over there at Kansas State. So sorry, man. Huskers still suck. But Jameson, welcome to the show. How is your night? Hook 'em horns, get out of here with that crap. Jameson, how is your night going?
My night's going pretty well.
It's going pretty well. All right, guys. So as always, we still start every show with the training topics. So let's go ahead and get started. So training topic number one is, guys, we touched on this last night. Breeland from the Kansas City Chiefs, the cornerback, got arrested for some marijuana, under 28 grams, and open container, DUI, resisting arrest, and like all that crap.
It's so dumb. Like, come on. Like, I think America really needs to get with it. Just legalize pot. I mean, the players use it for recovery and everything like that, and I'm sure they use it for recreational use, right? But right. I mean, it's fucking 2020 already. Like, let's get off of it, right? Yeah. That's all they're doing is looking to find people.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of touched on this last night, but I definitely think Breeland's going to get off on the whole thing because, let's be honest, money will solidify his thing down there in South Carolina, because that's where he ultimately got arrested, was South Carolina. I believe that's his hometown. But tonight, another football player, or ex-football player, I should say, Telvin Smith, got arrested for touching little girls. He was having sex with a 17-year-old girl multiple times in his house, in his car. This kid's 27 years old, a professional athlete. What in the hell is he doing with the 16, 17-year-old girl? Can he not get anybody his age? Can he not pay a hooker to at least get him some love?
I mean, you got all that money. Why are you messing around with a 17-year-old girl? Like, bro, you've got millions of dollars. Like, and you're a public figure. Did you not think that 17-year-old was going to go say something to somebody?
Right.
Like, it's maybe he got hit in the head way too many times during his football playing days.
These athletes.
Go ahead,
these athletes just make too many dumb decisions. They're human like everybody else.
Well, but okay, I want to stop you right there. They are human, correct? But we put them on this pedestal that if they look the wrong way, if they jaywalk, some police officer that is on an ego power trip is going to try to get them for jaywalking. That $500 fine is going to become a $5 million fine with the $10 million bail just because they're a professional athlete. I've been in that limelight where I go to a party. I'm 22 years old. I go to a party and I get in trouble because I'm at a party at a house party because I'm a public figure or a college athlete. So, I mean, Jameson, I kind of get where you're going, like with that, but kind of get out with like way at that crap. Yes, they're kids, but still,
I can't even look past.
I agree.
I can't even look past the being a human. I mean, if you're a human, like you or I, normal people, you shouldn't be having relations with a 17-year-old.
Oh, I agree.
Like, I don't care if you're a football. I don't care who you are. Like, you're just a man. Yeah. Wow. Man, that's all I have to say is wow.
And I kind of want to say something to like you, Mike. Yes, this girl may have not said anything, but we live in the age of freaking Snapchat and Instagram and Facebook. Mm-hmm. You know, she was putting this out. Hey, look who I'm having sex with. Hey, look who I'm sucking off. Hey, look who, she didn't have to say anything, but she said a million words by simply holding up that Snapchat for 10 seconds and saying, look who I'm with. And she tags Telvin Smith.
Yeah. I mean, that's right there.
For sure, because these athletes are public figures, they need to know better too. And now with women these days, you practically need to call it every new girl you meet because they all look older than they actually are. So,
yeah. So either way, Telvin Smith was arrested for sexual encounters with a minor with only a $50,000 and $3 bond. That was so the total for his bond was $50,000 or $50,000 and $3 was his bond. I don't know the point of the 3. It was a typo or something, but whatever. Let's go ahead and move on here. Number 2.
Okay, guys. I want to talk. I know this is a sports thing, but let's talk what's going on right now, right? Coronavirus is going on, COVID-19. So I don't know if any of you caught this. I'm sure everybody did because everybody listens to mainstream media. But Mike Pence toured the Mayo Clinic without a mask. He is around coronavirus patients in the hospital, in a clinic. And the reason his staff had claimed that he doesn't need to wear protective covering because he gets tested regularly for the coronavirus. Okay, that's great. You get tested for the coronavirus regularly, but you still can contract it. So what my whole point is and where I'm going with this, if Mike Pence can tour a clinic, the Mayo Clinic, without a mask on, what does that say to the American people? In my opinion, it says that this isn't as bad as what everybody is claiming it to be. Don't get me wrong. I know there's coronavirus and there's people that have died from it. And my thoughts and prayers go out to all of those families. But is it as big as what everybody thinks it is?
Let me go first on this.
The vice president now, right? The guy that's going to take over if Trump was to catch the coronavirus and die. Like, why? You would think that there would be way more safety measures in place if it was that bad, right?
Right. So 3 things come to mind real quick here, Mike. Number 1, have you watched the presidential speech every day at 6 p.m. East Coast time when he comes on? They're not practicing social distancing at at all. They're all hand in hand singing Kumbaya or Save the World or whatever that new song they redid with all the major artists. So first things first. If they're not practicing what they preach, how can we take it that serious? Number 2, you can get tested every day you want. But they've said the symptoms don't come up or the virus doesn't come up till 2 to 14 days after you've been affected. And let's say he went to the Mayo Clinic, he got infected there. he got tested that night. It's not going to show up for 2 to 14 days after that. He is traveling to Arkansas, Kansas, Nebraska. He is spreading it around himself. So
yeah, even more importantly, if he contracted it, right, he's going back to the White House around Donald Trump.
Right.
Like, come on, I like this just screams to me that the coronavirus is not as bad as what they say it is. I saw a report that came out from LA County, and they've been doing all of the antibody testing, right? And they came out with a report that said the data from the antibody testing, there's likely over 400,000 people just in LA County who have contracted the coronavirus, which drives the mortality rate to like 0.007 or some shit like that.
Yeah, I think I saw 0.002 in Connecticut, and Connecticut was, right next to New York, one of the hot spots. I mean, like New York was the highest at 0.01. So not even a full 0.1%. It's 100% that people are dying. So
exactly. I mean, and so last year, 60.8 million contracted the flu last year with a vaccine, right? 80,000 of those people died. So to tell me that, so many people, I don't know the exact number of how many cases we have in America right now, but we have roughly about 40 to 50,000 people in America that have died from the coronavirus.
Right.
So I
believe it's like 54,000.
So 54,000. So we're right on track with the flu. And then not only that, we don't know how many of those deaths were really coronavirus. Like I know someone personally whose grandmother died from a stroke and it was labeled as coronavirus.
Yeah.
I saw
she
that.
didn't die. She didn't die from COVID-19. She died from a stroke. No symptoms, never was tested positive or anything like that. But back to our point, the topic, Mike Pence touring a clinic, man, without a mask on, it just screams that, hey, it's not as bad as what we thought it was, because you're not going to be able to.
Not.
He's not going to quarantine for 14 days. He's going to be right there next to the president constantly.
A guy later after this show, guys, I'm going to show. I'm going to share a link that I saw. It was a conference, I believe it was in California. It was like one of those hot mic ones where people didn't know the mic was on, and they're talking about it. And these are like the leaders of the LA County saying that, hey, this is a hoax, or like they didn't come out and say it was a hoax, but they're like, 400,000 people got it in LA County and like 5 people died. So is this really a hoax, or, so like I'm going to have to share that link.
I'll share the other link. There's another link right before a presidential press conference that there were reporters, or not reporters. They were staff of the White House, but he was like, why are you wearing your mask? We've all been vaccinated for it anyway.
Right. Yeah. That's that's the exact one. Maybe it was the White House one, not LA County.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I saw another one that said over 90% of the people that have died from things other than the coronavirus as well. So they're being labeled the coronavirus death, but they're not actually dying from it.
Yeah, there was.
It's going to be interesting It's going to be interesting once this all is over and everything like comes out. I don't think we'll get to know the full truth, just like with 9/11. We don't know. Yeah. There's a conspiracy theory that was an inside job. But like I think there's going to be more information coming out later this year, and we're going to find out like, whoa, it's not as bad as we thought it was. We just collapsed the economy for nothing.
Hey, but I did like my $2,900 check I got, I guess, but whatever. Let's go ahead and move on. Moving back to the NFL here, guys. Brett Favre has come out of the woodwork here saying that Aaron Rodgers will not end his career in a Green Bay Packer uniform, much like what Brett Favre did, back when, just to give some backstory here, guys, Aaron Rodgers was drafted, as a predecessor to Brett Favre, just like Jordan Love has been drafted to be predecessor for Aaron Rodgers. However, the not too telling side of the two stories here is that Brett Favre was contemplating retirement year after year after year. I believe it was 4 years in a row that he said, "Oh, he's going to retire. No, I'm going to come back. No, I'm going to retire." Aaron Rodgers just signed a 3-year extension, or 3 or 4 year extension. So the rumor is that Aaron Rodgers is going to get traded. Chicago Bears have come up. I've seen the New England Patriots come up, and now I'm seeing the San Diego Chargers come up here. So I'm going to put out a passive question, Jameis. I'm going to stick it to you first. Does Aaron Rodgers play in a Green Bay Packers uniform in the 2021 season?
I think he will. I think if he gets traded, it'll be in 2 years.
Get traded in 2 years, Mike.
Yes, I think because of the dead cap, it's 34. It's 41 million this coming season, and next season it's 35 million, and then it drops way down to 17 the year after that. I think that's when he would get traded.
I think he will not play. I don't think he'll play with Green Bay in 2021. I don't think he will. They'll trade him, and they'll figure out. They'll get creative with contracts and be able to make up for that dead space. All owners do it all the time.
Right.
And if you think about it, this is a pattern with Green Bay. They did it with Favre, with Rodgers. Now they're doing Aaron Rodgers the same way they did Brett Favre. And I think Aaron Rodgers is a little smarter to notice that. And I think Aaron Rodgers literally probably only has, 4 to 6 years left to play in time. And he wants another Super Bowl trophy. So I think we'll see him. I like the Chargers.
That's a good pick. Go ahead, James.
Aaron sat for 3 years though, after he was drafted, and the Packers are saying basically the same thing they said with Aaron, is that Jordan Love has to be completely rebuilt and everything. So that's what I heard the other day.
They can say what they want. They are putting a cover over our eyes saying, "Oh, Jordan Love needs to be completely rebuilt." They're just trying to pat Aaron Rodgers on the back. Hey, it's okay. We know you drafted your predecessor, like whatever, yada yada yada. People, you guys are forgetting. Green Bay Packers went 13-3 last year, going to the NFC Championship game, losing to the 49ers because they couldn't stop a run or complete a fucking pass. It's simple as that.
Yeah.
That's it.
So why do you draft a quarterback, move up in the draft to draft a quarterback when you need a freaking wide receiver and a defensive tackle? Why are you doing that? That is ask 9, ask 10, ask 11, as Skip Bayless like always says, or whoever.
And they drafted a running back too.
Right. Why?
Why?
What I read.
You go first round quarterback, second round running back. Why?
This is what I heard earlier. I heard San Francisco got notice that Green Bay was going to take Brandon Ayuk. That's why San Francisco traded up. And then because he was gone, the Green Bay panicked and they went to the next. They were worried about losing Love, so they panicked and they traded up to get the second player that they had targeted.
So
they didn't want to listen.
So Jordan Love was their second targeted player. Okay, Jake Fromm was still on the board. Jacob Eason was still on the board. This was a wide receiver class and a defensive tackle class. There was 25 wide receivers in this class that the Green Bay Packers could have drafted 3 wide receivers and still in freaking Jordan Love, Jacob Eason, and Jake Fromm would still been on the board in the 4th and 5th round. So Jameis, I understand what you're saying. They had Jordan Love targeted. We want to get him, but I don't care. Sometimes when you're 13-3, a game away from the Super Bowl, and the reason why you aren't in the Super Bowl is you can't complete a pass down the field, and you haven't lost anybody. Besides, I think offensive lineman retired, but he was injured anyways. But
they lost a wide receiver.
So you lost a wide receiver and you couldn't complete a pass. Why don't you draft a freaking wide receiver?
Yeah,
I agree.
I agree. I couldn't go to the Super Bowl. The thing that kept us from the Super Bowl on offense was a wide receiver.
I agree.
That was I'm not even sure.
If I was Green Bay, I would have probably drafted T. Higgins out of Clemson. I think that would have been a good pick.
So, Mike, as a closet Green Bay fan, you kind of have to come out of the closet here, like a little bit. Are you going to root? So, I am secretly because like my wife is a Green Bay Packers fan. She has green all over the house. I don't hate her for it, but we have a strong dislike when the Chiefs played the Packers earlier in the 2019 season. I should say I am secretly rooting that Aaron Rodgers sits out this year, forces Jordan Love into a starting role. They go 3-13, 4-11 type of thing, or 4-12, I should say, and Aaron Rodgers demands a trade and does not set foot on the Lambeau Field until he is traded in a different jersey. If I was Aaron Rodgers, this is what I would do.
Yeah, if I was Aaron Rodgers, I'd do the same thing. Like, we went into the draft. The thing that kept us out of Super Bowl is I needed help on the outside, and you didn't go get it. So now I have to put this team on my back once again, just like I did in the 2019 season, and carry this team. Right? I can only do so much before I need help, and they didn't go get it. I think he plays one more season, and I think he demands a trade next season.
The only way I can go ahead, Jameson. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say there's a lot of talk on like Niner pages and stuff that I'm on that San Francisco might take a look at him because they admitted that they were considering Tom Brady. That they admitted that they was considering Tom Brady, so now everybody knows that they don't trust Jimmy. So.
Well, Jimmy G is a Alex Smith-esque quarterback. He will not win you a game, but he won't lose you a game either. That's why I liked Alex Smith and Kansas City is exactly what Kansas City needed. But
I will say this: I know you're talking about Jimmy G, but man, I'd like to have Jimmy G over Dak Prescott on the Cowboys any day.
Oh, I wouldn't do that.
Why?
Why? Dude, come on,
I don't trust Jimmy.
Dak does not have the accuracy
to
be able to throw to those three receivers. CeeDee Lamb, Gallup, and Amari Cooper. I think CeeDee Lamb is going to be an elite wide receiver. I think Gallup is developing really nicely, and Amari Cooper is an elite receiver. So I don't think you have the quarterback power with the Cowboys to be able to really utilize those three receivers. And Jimmy G has a cannon, and he's accurate. He just makes bonehead decisions at times.
Do you believe
the coaching will help that?
What?
Which the coaching will help him make better decision. Mike McCarthy is a great head coach.
I think Jimmy G under Mike McCarthy would be. I won't go as far as saying the next Aaron Rodgers, but I think he would be I think
he's a poor man's Aaron Rodgers. There we go.
Yeah, there you go. Under Mike McCarthy, and I'm hoping Mike McCarthy can coach Dak up, but the accuracy in that long ball is just not there. There were so many passes overthrown last season.
Why don't we go ahead and steer this conversation to the Cowboys? I know we have other stuff on the slate here, but let's go ahead and talk the Cowboys here because Mike, you are a Cowboys fan. I'm a passive Cowboys fan, and Jameson, we are talking about taking your guys' quarterback that led you to the Super Bowl. Well, I guess handing the ball off led you to the Super Bowl, but he didn't lose you the Super Bowl, or did he? Yeah. But I digress. I digress on that. But Mike, Dak Prescott turning down the reported $120 million contract that he was offered by the Dallas Cowboys, I would be shopping him right now.
Yeah. Honestly, I was super surprised during the draft. I honestly thought the Cowboys were going to trade up to, I think it was the fifth round with Miami, or the fifth pick in the first round. I thought they were going to trade up with Miami for Dak Prescott. Go get a new quarterback.
Don't be surprised if Dallas brings in Cam Newton once he can pass the physical.
I think so too.
I was actually going to say that because I think Cam Newton, with the running game that the Dallas Cowboys have, with the receivers that the Cowboys have, and the offensive line is aging a little bit, but they're still a top 5 offensive line in the league easily.
Easy.
And they added a couple pieces in the draft. mean, you put a threat like Cam Newton, healthy Cam Newton, on the Dallas Cowboys Super Bowl contenders easily. Dak, they're still they're still NFC Championship contenders, but Dak hasn't shown me enough to get me over that hump to believe they're Super Bowl contenders. I do like Cam Newton too. The Cowboys, I was also kind of hoping that the Cowboys would draft a quarterback as well in the 3rd or 4th, 5th round even. I love that Jacob Eason kid. I think the Colts got a steal with Jacob Eason. I thought he could have done well in Cowboy land.
I honestly, I think you're right, Jameson. I really do. I think that if he passes his physical, I think the Cowboys do bring him in. Even if it's for a backup role, I guarantee he's coming in there competing for that starting role. And a healthy Cam Newton is 10 times better than Dak Prescott. Go ahead.
Another rumor I was hearing was, I don't know if Dallas keeps all 3 receivers because they were talking about trading Gallup to the Jets for Jamal Adams.
Nah, I think we keep Michael Gallup. For sure.
The only thing I disagree with that, yes, we do have 3 star-studded receivers. Michael Gallup could easily be a number 1 receiver on probably 50% of the teams in the NFL. But Mike alluded to that Amari Cooper is a elite receiver. He's a elite receiver at home. On the road, he fails to show up 9 times out of 10. I believe his stat was all the home games that he played for the Dallas Cowboys, he had over 100 yards receiving. When he was on the road, he got like 5 or 6 yards a game. Like he averaged 5 or 6 yards a game. So I don't think you can put him in the elite level just because of that. Show me this year that you are in like an elite, win some games on the road with your star-studded receiver. But CeeDee Lamb and the other guy,
CeeDee Lamb's going to take a lot of attention off of Amari Cooper.
Right.
And then you're going to have the game plan for Michael Gallup because Michael Gallup can burn you down the sideline very quick. And that's what I don't like about Dak is that long ball and the accuracy to drop it in the bucket. Man, there was so many points left on the board last season with just almost like a touchdown a game with Michael Gallup. And a lot of our games last year that we lost were decided by 1 score.
Eagles game come to mind right after that.
Yeah.
So let me talk about that Eagles game for you. All week we heard Dak Prescott hurt his shoulder. He hasn't been throwing well. He hasn't been doing this. And you give freaking Ezekiel Elliott, arguably one of the best running back in the league right now. You let him touch the ball like 6 times for 30 yards or whatever. What was that all about?
Yeah, coaching. I'm so glad when they fired Garrett. I threw a party. I'm not even gonna lie. I threw a party when they fired Jason Garrett. I was so happy. He was a yes man to Jerry Jones, and I'm glad. I was really surprised when we went out and got Mike McCarthy because Mike McCarthy is not he's not a yes man. Mike McCarthy is going to do it Mike McCarthy's way, and you're going to have to move around.
These coaches, these NFL coaches, like it burns them every time when they want to pass overrun the ball. You know, it happens all the time. Teams run the ball and you win, and they keep on throwing.
All right, guys. So we're going to take a quick break right here. After the break, guys, we are going to get a little bit of too early NFL pick'em. The NFL draft is now past us. The teams are starting to take shape. So we're going to take a quick little break, and we're going to pick some who wins the division after the break. We'll be right back, guys.
Chiefin' in the locker room, fuck English lit. Oh, why, I had to take wood shop. Instead of speaking French when I went there, I could not. A lot of truancy, because they couldn't influence me to fluently spew it. The 2 couldn't do it congruently. So I learned culture.
And welcome back to Just for Clicks, guys. I am Michael Blackhart. This is live, raw, and uncut sports talk with my co-host here, Mike. I think we might have to change the show to Mike and Mike in the afternoon or something like that. But guys, we are on the RTFSportsNetwork.com page here, Monday through Friday on the noon edition East Coast time. Got a special guest on the line with us, Jameis. Jameis, I had to definitely sincerely thank you for being on the show today. Your insights has definitely been very helpful. So, Mike, the NFL draft has passed us. On previous shows so far this week, I had Marcus, the sports freak, on, and we graded the drafts, we graded each team's draft pick. That was a 3-part episode. Marcus really goes in depth there. Huge Dallas Cowboys fan, Texas fan as well. But now that the draft is over, teams are taking shape. We picked up the unrestricted free agents from the draft as well. Between us three here, let's kind of this last half hour, let's dive in of each division and just tell me who wins the division and why. So we're going to start with the AFC East. Here we got Buffalo Bills, Miami Dolphins, New England Patriots, and obviously the New York Jets. Mike, who do you got winning this division and why?
I'm gonna say the Miami Dolphins.
Okay.
I think Tua Tagovailoa is going to come in, and I think he's going to surge some life into Miami. And who are the free agents that they picked up?
They got Jordan Howard running back
Yeah.
from the Eagles and some other players.
Who else did they pick up? I want to say they picked somebody else up.
Yeah, I'm nothing's coming to my mind, but besides what Jameson said.
Yeah, but I think
they got your corner, Jones
yeah, they got
from
Byron
Dallas.
Jones too. But it's going to be they're in the division with the Bills, right? So right. I think it's still going to be they're going to have to win on the road against the Bills to win the division, because I think they beat them at home, but they're going to have to beat them a second time at home or on the road to win the division, and I think they could pull it off.
Jameis, who do you got winning that division?
Buffalo.
Why?
I think Buffalo's just a better team. I question Josh Allen a little bit. I'm not sure if he's ready for that, but I think the defense is too good, and I just think Miami's too young.
Yeah, I see what you guys are saying here, but guys, the Buffalo Bills drafted a quarterback. Why? I don't know. They drafted Jake Fromm. They already have Josh Allen. They drafted him in the first round last season. They have Matt Barkley as a backup as well. Plus, they got some great defensive like players to really round out that team. Miami, I'm going to wish ill will on them because I like Rosen. They have a number 1 pick on the bench, and they drafted a number 1 overall quarterback again. Give Rosen a chance. I'm giving Miami ill will. I'm writing them off for the season. You guys still have to
completely agree. I completely agree. I think Rosen got a shitty ass deal.
Yeah, I mean he got drafted first overall by the Arizona Cardinals. I think he played 5 games in a Cardinals uniform later in the season when it was like mop up duty because they're already checked out. They were tanking for Kyler Murray. They draft Kyler Murray, trade Rosen off, but whatever.
Neither team gave Josh Rosen even a snowball's chance in hell at making that at becoming the guy.
Right. So guys, this is still the New England Patriots division to lose because the Buffalo Bills, yes, I think they went 10-6 last season. I think they're going to take a step back. They're going to go 8-8. Miami's still sniffing six wins tops because they're going to start Fitz magic. He's going to have a couple good games. He's going to throw for those couple 300-yard games here. They're going to be like, oh, Fitz magic still the man. Tua's going to get up some mop-up duty week 11, week 12 after they're already checked out.
No. Tua's going to be starting week 1. Tua will start week 1.
I think the only way Patriots win that division is if they sign Cam Newton. I do not believe in just get him
They will
at
not
all.
sign Cam Newton.
At all.
No. The Patriots will not sign Cam Newton. There's a better chance of them trading for Jameis Winston to go to the Patriots from the Saints than Cam Newton going there.
New England Patriots dynasty is over.
No.
There's another quarterback I think that's a possibility, and that's Jacoby Brissett from Indianapolis getting sent back to New England.
Now,
but
The
I
New
do
England
not believe
Patriots have their
Jarrett
New England Patriots have their quarterback, and Jarrett Stidham. He is a first round talent, and that has kind of bounced around the league from team to team. Here, the only reason why people don't know him because he got a little bit of trouble in college. And this is why the Patriots did not draft a quarterback is because they are sold on him. This is the first round talent. Remember this.
Jarrett Stidham was drafted by the Patriots in the 4th round 2 years ago.
Right. And he was a first round talent, though. He was a first round talent. Be honest with you. He was a first round talent. That is why the Patriots and the GOAT coach did not draft a quarterback when I thought they were going to go for Jacob Easton or even Jordan Love. But Patriots.
Even you can never count the Patriots out because they have Bill Belichick. I mean, as much as I hate the Patriots, just be honest. Bill Belichick is probably the greatest NFL coach in history. He's better than Lombardi.
I understand that.
They renamed the trophy to the Belichick Trophy.
No, they
should.
Get out of that.
I think the Patriots' goal is to tank this season and draft Trevor Lawrence.
They will never. They will never tank.
Not Bill Belichick.
No, they will not.
It's not in them.
They can go 8-8 and win that division, and that's what they'll do. They'll go 9-7 and win the division because the Bills will take a step back and Miami's trash.
Let's remember Trevor Lawrence after we're done with all of picking our picks. Think about it while we're going through this, and think who gets Trevor Lawrence next season.
Okay.
In my opinion, I think it's the Patriots. I think if they make the playoffs, it'll be like an 8-8 or a 9-7 team.
Exactly. That's what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Moving on here to the AFC and the NFC North, you got the Ravens, Bengals, Browns, Steelers. Mike, who do you got winning that division?
Is that even a question?
Yeah, it is. Are you picking the Browns?
No, I'm picking the Ravens. Come on, Ravens are going to win that. Ravens are going to win that division hands down, and I think they're a first round bye also going into the playoffs.
Okay, Jameson, who do you got winning?
It'll be the Ravens, but I think Cleveland finishes in front of Pittsburgh and makes the playoffs. Gets one of the wild card spots.
Okay, I like that. I'm going to have to go with the Ravens as well. Mike, you don't know me that well, but I am a habitual Lamar Jackson hater. The reason why I hate them is because of the fans. The fans put him on this top-tiered pedestal, win a freaking playoff game, my man. That's all you got to do. And the Ravens are going to win the division. They might get the first round bye. They're going to go 13-3, 14-2, just because they don't play anybody. I mean, look, they play the Bengals twice. They play the Browns twice. They're an habitual 8-8 team, no matter who they have as quarterback or running back or defensive line or who's punching who or who's calling the N-word to this, whatever. It doesn't matter. They're going to go 8-8.
Lamar Jackson and Mark Ingram are a nice little tandem.
They are in the regular season. Prove to me that in January.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson's played 2 playoff games. In both playoff games, he was terrible in them. So.
Yeah, so I do think the Ravens will win. I'm going to go out on a limb and say they're going to go 14-2. The only reason why they go 14-2 is because they don't play Week 17. That they'll probably play the Browns or something Week 17, and they'll let them win just because we're going to rest Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson gets 2 weeks off because they get that first round bye, and they lose to the Kansas City Chiefs in the divisional game. AFC South, you got the Texans, Colts, Jaguars, Titans. Mike, who do you got winning that one?
I got the Titans winning that one, actually.
That's a good pick.
I got the Titans. They added some key players over the offseason and then the draft, and they were able to get Henry back. I think Tennessee Titans. I think they go 13-3, 12-4, and win the division. Okay. I don't see anybody really. I mean, the Houston Texans were stupid and got rid of arguably the best wide receiver in the league.
They did pick up Cobb though. I do like that. I do like that piece.
Yeah, but Cobb is nowhere near not Deshaun, but Hopkins. Cobb is no Hopkins. Hopkins has hands. You put the ball anywhere near him. He's like another Fitzgerald, man. He's gonna come down with it.
I like that. Jameson.
I think it's going to be close between Indy and Tennessee, and I think it's going to come down to a game or two, and I'll probably go with the Colts.
Okay. I'm going to like the Colts as well for the addition of Phillip. I think Phillip kind of puts them over that kind of hump of like having that steady quarterback. I think Jacoby Brissett's kind of upset about that, and they drafted Jacob Eason as well. So I think Jacoby's time's up there in Indy. He is gone. He, like you guys alluded to earlier, he might go back to the Patriots. It doesn't matter. He probably won't start another game in the NFL, unfortunately. Tennessee Titans, I do like how they have their quarterback now. They traded off Marcus Mariota to the Las Vegas Raiders, I should say. So they do have their quarterback. They still have that strong running game, and Henry back as well. They also drafted a tailback. His name slipped in my mind, but you got a nice little 1-2 punch there. The only thing they're missing is that kind of the down the field threat. So that's why I'm going to go with the Colts because of Phillip Rivers and that Steeler defense that they have.
I think the Titans offense will fall back a little bit too. They won't be as proficient this year because I think people are going to game plan against Derrick Henry better.
Well, you have to also realize that the Titans didn't really hit their stride till second part of the season. Like week 11, when they finally said, "Hey, that this quarterback is our guy." Marcus Mariota was like on the bench, and they started believing that Henry has come on late the last couple years. So I mean, the Titans are a team you don't want to let them into the playoffs because they'll do exactly what they did last year. Don't let them in.
Just because you have some film on Henry, you have to think Henry's been around the league for a minute now. There's plenty of film on Henry. Yeah. So
you can have all the film you want. He's going to run north and south and lower shoulder.
And he's going to run.
Yeah. I don't believe Tannehill is going to play as well either, though. I think he's going to be the one that takes him. He'll still be a solid quarterback. I just don't think he's going to play at the high level he did.
I think Vrabel's got him right where he needs to be, and I think Vrabel is going to continue to build on what they did last season. They're going to be not a Super Bowl contender, but they're going to be if they get into the playoffs, which I think they will. They're going to be trouble for some teams in the playoffs for sure.
Yeah, sure. Right?
The only thing I don't like about what you said, Mike, was that I think you said that they're going to go 12-4, like 11-5. This is the toughest division in football. You can go 8-8 and still be a top team in the NFL. So any team from this AFC South, if you let them into the playoffs, they are bound to make an AFC Championship run, unless you're the Houston Texans, because
I think the Jaguars are still building. I see Jaguars 8-8, 7-9. I think
the
Colts will be Colts. It'll come down to the Titans and the Colts, but I don't see the Houston Texans having a season like they did last season. They're without Hopkins. They're an 8-8 team, 7-9 team.
Watson is for sure good for six wins. So you're saying that that Hopkins is good for another 6 wins as well?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay,
yeah.
I got
Easy.
you. Yeah. I definitely feel in that one. So moving on to the AFC West here, we got the Broncos, Chiefs, Las Vegas Raiders. Roll that off the tongue 10 times, and the Los Angeles Chargers. Mike, who do you got winning this one?
I got the Chiefs. I got the Chiefs winning this division, and I have the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl next season too.
There you go.
I think they go back to back, and I'm not a big fan of the Chiefs.
You should be.
But my boy Patrick Mahomes, he's a Texas boy, so. But Mahomes came in, took this lead by storm. They've got I think they beefed up their defense, and they'll do back-to-back Super Bowls this year.
Jameson, lay it on me.
I think the Chiefs. Well, first of all, from the last one, I do believe Tennessee will make the playoffs as a wild card. But going on to this one, I think the Chiefs will win. I think Denver gets in as a wild card.
Well, we're just going to blow it out of the water because the Denver Broncos are going to go 6-10 again because they're complete trash. The Chiefs win this division. They beefed up where they need to and linebacker help. That Gay Jr. guy, he is going to do great things on the Chiefs defense as long as he gets acclimated well. And Steve Spagnuolo really kind of molds him into what he wants. The Chiefs defense, they need to stop a team 3 times in a game. That's it. That's all they got to do. Stop a team 3 times. And I think they can do that. I think they'll go 12-4. The biggest bust in this division is going to be the Las Vegas Raiders. They don't know who their quarterback is. They drafted Lynn Bolden in the second round. As a Kentucky fan, a passive Kentucky fan, because my wife's a Kentucky fan, you cannot draft somebody in the second round that you don't know what position he is going to play. He played a wide receiver. He played quarterback. His draft grade was a D+. And his position was undetermined. Like, come on, you got him in the second round. Raiders are going to suck it up. 3-13 easily.
I do believe that division is a 2-horse race.
Who is the second horse then?
Denver. It's Chiefs and Denver.
If you
Denver's
call
garbage.
If you call a 6-10, 7-9 team a second horse, go for it, man.
Well, yeah, I don't expect a whole lot from the Chargers or the Raiders. So,
all right. So moving on to the NFC East: Cowboys, Giants, Eagles, Redskins. Mike, this is your division. Are you picking the hometown boys?
I think it's going to come down to the Cowboys and Eagles, and I think it's going to come down to the last game of the season again. I don't have a lot of faith in Dak Prescott. I really don't. When it's time to man up and lace up the chin strap and really go get it, I don't think Dak is the man. I really don't. I do see the Cowboys winning more games. I don't think they'll be 8-8 this season. I think we're looking at more of like a 9-7, 10-6 season.
I like that.
But I think the Eagles are right there with them. We'll see. I mean, we'll see. The Giants, they're rebuilding, and then they did something stupid with hiring Jason Garrett as their offensive coordinator. He's going to be sitting there clapping in the booth upstairs. Redskins, they're still rebuilding. I don't even think they know who they want as their quarterback yet. So
I don't think Haskins is the answer there either.
No, I don't think he is. So it's going to be a toss-up between the Cowboys and Eagles.
Jameson, lay it on us.
I'm going to go with Dallas too. I think the Eagles' biggest factor is staying healthy, and I don't know if they can stay healthy. So I think that it'll be close because Dallas is notorious for leaving people on the edge of their seats. But I think it'll be Dallas.
They are notorious for that because they did not have a killer instinct in a coach. They have that killer instinct in a coach now. Dallas Cowboys win this division because the Philadelphia Eagles are, just like what Mike said, they are uncertain of what direction they really want to go. Why else would you draft Jalen Hurts as a quarterback when you have $100 million man in Carson Wentz? Does that tell you that they don't have faith in Carson Wentz? I don't know here, but I saw a poll on Facebook 2 days ago. I think it was, who was going to have a better season? Is it going to be Carson Wentz or Dak Prescott? And my question, or my answer to that question was Carson Wentz has to have a better season for the Eagles to even get 8-8, 9-7. Dak can play mediocre with the talent around him. They'll go 10-6 and easily win that division. When I say easily, it'll come down to week 16. They have to win that game to lock the division in.
We should have easily won our division last season, but
punneled that away. Definitely, Mr. Week 17.
On a bold prediction, I think it's possible Philly might trade Wentz soon.
Okay, I will stamp that, and if that happens in the next month or two, we'll definitely get you back on the show. NFC North, you got the Bears, Lions, Packers, Vikings. Mike, who do you got winning this one?
The Vikings. I got the Vikings winning this league.
Harry agrees with you in the chat there. It says Skull Vikings.
Hey, Harry. Yeah, I got the Vikings, man. I got the Vikings winning this division, and I have the Vikings winning this division easily. I think they split games with the Packers. I think they win at home and they lose at Lambeau. I think the Bears are still another year, maybe 2 years away from being a contender to win the division. And, well, it's the Lions. So, but, yeah, easily. Kirk Cousins went up there and he did some things last season. So I think another season in with the Vikings, they're going to be really good.
Jameson, lay us on us.
All right, I'm going to go with the Packers. Kirk Cousins just can't win in prime time. I think he's winless. I just think that's what it comes down to. I think Aaron will get it done.
This might be the worst division in football, I think. I think the Packers are going to lose just because Aaron Rodgers is upset. Let's be totally honest. He is upset. His ego is going to take over. It's going to be a cancer in the locker room. Like you said, James and Kirk Cousins can't win in primetime. His only primetime win was the catch versus the Saints last season. So I mean, that was a big fluke. I think it was. You play that game nine times over, they lose that game nine times in a row. Yeah. The Bears are kind of like they had that great season a couple years ago when Mitchell Trubisky was a rookie. They went 10-6 or 11-5, lost in the playoffs, whatever. Don't sleep on the Detroit Lions. I thought they were going to trade Matthew Stafford to, quote, rebuild, but the fact that they didn't draft a quarterback this year, they have faith in Matt Stafford. They filled their draft needs very, very well. They drafted the cornerback, I should say. They added that to that running game as well. The only part that they're missing right now is wide receiver. Antonio Brown wants to play in the league. Where else would he go and be a fit? Detroit Lions. They win that. They have Marvin Jones and Kenny Golladay. And Danny Amendola. I don't think that they're good at receiver. I think the biggest weakness, in my opinion, is linebacker and corner.
Yeah, I don't see Antonio Bryant going to the Lions. I see him going back to the Patriots.
I think AB is going to be a Raven.
So
his cousin.
I mean, the Lions were a stretch for me, but I would not be surprised if he doesn't end up on the Bucs. Just the Bucs already said no, we don't want him. But Tom Brady has a lot of pull, as you already see. Gronk is back, and other players are wanting to play there. So it wouldn't surprise me one bit.
I think it's going to be Tampa. I think it's going to be Tampa or Baltimore.
All right, guys. So moving on, NFC South, we got the Falcons, Panthers, Saints, Buccaneers. The age of the quarterbacks there is like 157 years old in that division. Mike, who do you got? You got to think I'm playing what? Tom Brady's what? 38. Drew Brees is 37. So I mean, it adds up quick. But who do you got winning that division, Mike?
Oh man, it's hard to say because you're putting Gronk and Brady back together. You know they hook up for some magic.
But a new offense, new coaching staff. Gronk's been out for a year and lost like 30 pounds, and he's become a professional wrestler.
I think they go with what's comfortable for Brady. I don't think he'll have to learn a new system, but I think it's going to be more geared towards what Brady is used to. But I see the Saints winning this division.
Okay, Saints. Jameson, who you got?
So, let's see. I saw in the news today that it came out that Gronk and Brady have had the Buccaneers playbook for several weeks. They said Gronk had the playbook before he even joined the Buccaneers. And Gronk, I watched an interview with him. He said he weighs 250, so he's only lost about 12 pounds. I think Tampa wins it. I don't think New Orleans just doesn't show up in the critical moments. I think it'll be close. I think both teams will be in the playoffs, and it'll probably be only a game difference. But I'll take Tampa to win and go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Mike on this one. It's definitely the Saints division to lose. What they were 13-3 last year, or I believe it was. I mean, they should have been a first seed, but they ended up like third or fourth seed or something. It was something crazy like that. But they get it done this season. Breeze's final year. Yes, we tape this down, write this down. This is Breeze's final year. He gets them.
So?
I think so. He gets them a first overall seed. They go 13-3 this season, sweeping the division. So that means he's going to beat Matt Ryan twice. He's going to beat Teddy Bridgewater twice. He's going to beat Tom Brady twice. and then beat Tom Brady again in the playoffs. So Saints, mark it down right now. Next up, final division, NFC West. I think this is going to be the toughest division in football. Arizona Cardinals, Rams, 49ers, Seahawks.
Easily.
Mike, who do you got?
I think it's going to come down to the 49ers and Seahawks, and I think the Seahawks take it and the 49ers sneaks in as a wild card.
Jameson.
Well, obviously, I'm going the 49ers. I think it's with seven playoff teams. I think there's potential. Every team can make the playoffs. This is going to be the best division in football easily. But I think the top two will probably be Seattle and San Francisco, with San Francisco winning by a game.
Well, I can tell you the 49ers are not going to win that division because they don't have faith in the quarterback. Earlier in the show, James, and you said that they were looking to get Tom Brady, and you think that Jimmy G might end up in like Dallas, or they might bring in some other quarterback. That tells me they don't have faith in their quarterback. So they're going to try to outthink themselves, and they're going to go 8-8, crashing back down to reality. And I don't remember.
I don't know if they go 8-8. I think that defense is too good to go 8-8.
Right, but I still think they could crash back down to reality.
I think they win 11 games.
But Seattle Seahawks win this division. The addition of that 6'7" tight end that they added in the draft, along with my man Tyler Lockett from Kansas State, and Russell Wilson. Yes, he is probably one of the most underrated $100 million quarterbacks in the league. Easily. If Russell Wilson is on the field, he's good for 7 wins. We said Watson for Houston is good for 6 wins. Russell Wilson is good for 7 wins all by himself. So you add that 6'7" tight end,
best quarterback.
That's 2 more wins, easy. I think to see how the Seahawks win this division going 9-7 in a tiebreaker with the 49ers comes down to the final game of the season. So
9-7? Wow.
9-7. Because you have to realize this is the toughest division in football. They play people are going to sleep on the Arizona Cardinals, but they added Hopkins in there. They still have Larry Fitzgerald. They Kyler Murray's second year. They added a mobile center that is going to pull and get in front of Kyler Murray, so he's going to roll the pocket a lot. Defense is going to have a hard time defending the Arizona Cardinals in the first 9-10 weeks of the season. Look for the Arizona Cardinals got to a quick start. I'm talking like 6-3, 7-2. Type of thing going into their bye week. After that bye week, then they come back down to reality, finish 7-9, 8-8. The Rams are still the Rams. They still got Jared Goff. They still got that aging defense, still pretty good. 49ers still got that defense pretty damn good as well. And they added who they draft on the interior. I forget his name.
Javon Kinlaw.
Yeah. So and then the Seahawks, they're going to win that division. So.
Yeah,
I could definitely easily see everybody in that division going 8-8.
All right, Super Bowl.
That would be crazy.
We went through this. Who's going to the Super Bowl? Too early to pick. Let's go. Super Bowl.
Jameson, you want it first?
Sure. I think on the NFC side, I think it's going to be. Sorry. I'll go last. You guys go ahead and go first. Sorry.
Okay. Well, AFC, I'm going to go with the Kansas City Chiefs because I think they are the most complete team in the AFC, adding depth to that defense, adding some cornerback help. Hopefully, Breeland's able to play, even though he likes to smoke a lot of weed. But who doesn't like to do that in the NFL? Who they play in the AFC Championship game? I think it's going to be the Colts. I think they beat the Colts by 21 in that AFC Championship game. NFC, I got the Saints versus the Cowboys in the championship game. I'm giving the Cowboys the nod, giving the Chiefs-Cowboys Super Bowl matchup.
Wow, bold prediction with the Cowboys. I've got
Mike McCarty is the game changer.
I've got the Chiefs and the Ravens in the AFC championship game, and the Chiefs pull it off and they win by 3. And I think
So you're thinking Lamar Jackson gets his first playoff win, huh?
Yeah, for sure. And then on the NFC, I think it's going to be Saints and the Seahawks, and Seahawks win by a touchdown. So it's going to be Seahawks and Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
I like that.
So mine is, I think Tampa. I think I want San Francisco to go back, but I think Tampa will play. I think Tampa is going to play San Francisco, and Tom Brady is going to beat his favorite team growing up to get to the Super Bowl and be the first team to play a home game in the Super Bowl. And then I think Chiefs, and then it'll be the Chiefs and the Ravens, and I think Chiefs will get back.
So with that being said, guys, the Chiefs are not going to make the Super Bowl because we all picked three of them to get to the Super Bowl, right? So
I just think it's too obvious they have Tom Brady going to Tampa and the Super Bowl's in Tampa. I think the NFL is going to make a huge deal. And
are you saying the NFL is rigged? Are you saying the NFL is rigged right now?
That's what he's saying.
That's what
it sounds like.
Man,
I think I do sometimes believe it's scripted. I think they follow a script sometimes.
Wow. Okay.
So
that's a bold prediction.
So who gets Trevor Lawrence?
Shoot, I don't know.
Patriots.
I think it's going to be the worst. Just like how it was tank for Tua this past season. It's going to be tank for Trevor. I wouldn't be surprised if it's the Las Vegas Raiders. They might start off the season 2-2 type of thing, kind of feeling themselves out, and then John Green's like, man, I hate David Carr, or is it like I hate Carr? Mariota is not my answer. Well, why not get Trevor Lawrence?
Yeah, there's a lot of people thinking Carolina too.
They got Teddy Bridgewater for a few years.
Yeah.
He is just good enough to not allow them to get a top pick. They'll go 6-10 and they'll be 14 through 17 for the whole time he is like he's there. So and they also drafted or they got that XFL quarterback as well. Not Jordan Tamu because he's with the Kansas City Chiefs.
Philip Walker.
Yeah, there you go. So guys, that's going to be it for today's show, guys. Join us tomorrow, noon time, East Coast time on rtssportsnetwork.com. Mike, my co-host, as always, thank you for joining with us. Jameson, thanks for joining us. The show as like as well, guys. Join us tomorrow, same time, same place. We out.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, thanks for tuning in to Just for Clicks, featuring your host, Michael Buckeister. Tune in next time once again for Just for Clicks.